What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Now, in today's video, I'm back on r/AskReddit, and I've got a very interesting question to bring you guys. I'm going to be looking at the internet's best answers to the question, what is the weirdest thing you saw happen at a friend's house that they thought was completely normal? When I was in high school, a friend asked me and two other friends to his house for dinner. His mum served homemade bean soup, which was very good. Towards the end of the main course, she brought out chocolate cake for dessert. She cut each of us a slice and plopped it into our bowls, in which we each still had about an inch of soup. Us guests exchanged puzzled glances, but the family dug right in. So apparently, chocolate cake soaked in bean soup was an ordinary thing for them. That is weird. My childhood best friend lived with his grandparents. His grandfather was a clockmaker. He mostly restored them. Their large two-story house's walls were covered in old restored grandfather and cuckoo clocks. Each one had a small sticker with a number so he could keep track of them all. The highest number I saw was over 700. I would say 25% of them were wound, so every hour you were treated to a symphony of clocks. I didn't appreciate it when I was a kid, but those clocks were fantastic pieces of workmanship, and also, you're always going to know the time. That is something that is very important. This happened when I was like 6. I needed to use the bathroom at a friend's house, and he led me to his parents' bathroom. The place was filled with all sorts of rubbish. Boxes, magazines, an inflatable pool, lots of other stuff. You could barely get in there. He pulled out a drawer from the installed cabinet by the entryway and said to pee in there. I thought he was joking until he went ahead and peed in there himself. I couldn't argue with that, so I too peed right in there. Then he shut the drawer and we went and played more Ninja Turtles. I've got no idea what became of that drawer, that house, or that family. Honestly, these answers are just, they're eclipsing even my wildest expectations. How strange is that? Rich friend's family had rooms not touched in weeks that had vomit on the bedsheets from one of their parties. Okay, wow. I guess if there was ever going to be a problem with being rich, it might be that one. Yeah, I'm clutching at straws. I saw my friend spit in her house, straight onto the carpet. I didn't go back. When I was a kid, the neighbor's TV was always at 75% volume or higher. They'd literally sit in the living room and scream at each other over the TV on blast. One time, I was at my friend's house while his dad was working late. His mum brought home 2 Little Caesars pizzas for us, his brother and his parents. By the time his dad got home from work, there was no pizza. So his dad just made himself a salad for dinner, and no one got screamed at until they cried, "Ah, yeah, ah, man." This one really hits home. Hey, having normal parents, man. Crazy. I'm sorry, dude. Honestly, they really had me in the first half of that one. I have an opposite one, because I had the weird family. In high school, I had a sleepover, and one friend went to the kitchen in the middle of the night and saw my dad inebriated in his underwear and stained shirt on his knees in front of the fridge, drinking mustard out of the bottle. Monday rolls around, and the rumors have spread, and I was like, wait, all your dads don't do that too? By the way, he did in fact have his own separate mustard bottle. Your dad is a very strange bloke. Like, I want to ask questions, but I also do not want to ask questions with this one. I had a friend in high school whose mother was from Jamaica. His family would colon cleanse together every year. I guess it was customary from his mum's culture. So they'd literally take medicine to make themselves poop their brains out for a day or two every year. Notable mention, they only had one bathroom. That sounds messy. Friend's amputee grandpa demanded to watch everyone in the bathroom when they went. What is going on? He had a mirror so he could watch you. Now, when I didn't fall for that, they put shampoo in my hair, so I'd have to take a shower. Note the F out and called my mum. Friend didn't think it was odd. That guy is a nonce. Wait, okay, sorry, OP is carried on here. And here's some random information. I remember my friend's dad having to pee with the door open so that grandpa could watch him do it too. What? Maybe not a nonce, I don't know, just a weird guy. I also remember the grandpa pissing into a jug in front of everyone. And I also remember crying and saying I wanted to go home, and they wouldn't let me call my mum, so I kept crying until they finally gave in. This is the most creepy one I've read. What the actual... A neighbor's dad was a fisherman, and he would use these electrode things in the lawn to get worms to come up that he was going to use as bait. He would also eat some of the first worms to come up to check if they tasted right. If not, he'd remove the electrodes and try again another day. Jesus, what the hell? How can you know how a worm is supposed to taste? Like, oh, yeah, sorry, this worm's a little bit overdone. Send it back to the kitchen immediately. When I was like 10 or 11, a new kid moved into town and started at our school. Now, I was always super nice to new kids because I moved a bit and changed schools a bit. I knew how hard it was. We made friends and he had me over for a sleepover. He decided to show me a Polaroid picture of his mother having sex with a dog. I was just like, what the F, dude? Let's play Nintendo. So many questions at so little time. Serve ice cream with their hands. Wow. Okay. When I was 9 or 10, I stayed at this friend's house for the first time. So, we were sitting at the kitchen table, eating noodles, and his mum said something, to which he screamed back at her, "Get effed, Sharon!" She didn't even bat an eyelid. Didn't even care. I couldn't help thinking what would happen if I tried that at home. It would have been at least a butt whipping. Yeah, you'd be lucky, mate. That is strange. Everyone took their shirts off at the dinner table. Yeah. This is one of those ones that's not too bad. It's just very, very strange. What? Oh, hey, are you hungry? Ready for dinner yet? You know, I'm a little bit hungry, but not ready to unbutton my top just yet. My friend got backhanded across his kitchen. He slid across the floor to me. After about a 5 count, he got up and we went and played chess. Okay, and that, by the way, is the story of the Queen's Gambit. His mum walking around topless, barking a chore list, while we just sat around the coffee table working on homework. She was a single mum working multiple jobs. They were latchy kids. They didn't even bat an eyelid, but the minute she saw a new face sitting on the rug, boring a hole into the distant wall, she shifted on a dime. Ducked into the mudroom, threw on her bra and work shirt, and brought out a carton of Oreos from a secret stash and was pretty much shocked into silence. I think she was terrified I'd misappropriate it to my parents, but all we cared about was cookies. A roughly 4 feet long python roaming free around the room at a gathering with guests. The snake was chill as F, but still, guys, you lot know that I've got a snake, right? I wouldn't just get it out randomly and just put it in the living room when there were loads of guests around. And this is a python. What the actual heck? One of the first times I met my husband's family, I was over at their house and my husband gestured for me to sit down and get comfortable. Now, their house was really very cluttered. Not quite hoarder cluttered, but close. They had a couple of couches facing each other and then some other chairs. Now, not knowing the rules, I sat on one of the couches, which had a lot of stuffed teddy bears on it. Oh my god, you would think I had sat down on live bears. There were probably 20 to 30 small to medium stuffed bears on this couch. My husband's mother and twin brother both visibly reacted as if I had damaged the bears. They weren't even antique either. That was when I was told that that couch was for the bears and only for the bears, and that no one was allowed to sit on the bears' couch, just the bears. The bears all had little beaded necklaces with their names on them to tell them apart because they were all the same brand and style. My question is, by the sound of it, OP, you still married this man, despite the fact that his family are probably the weirdest group of people I've ever heard from. Why? Went to a friend's house as a kid, sitting at the dining table for lunch. The house phone rings. Everyone falls to the floor around me, including the mum and dad. I'm the only one left just sitting there. The dad informs me that I now must answer the phone. Hello, Johnson's house? I hold the phone out to the dad. It's for you. Everyone laughs. I am so uncomfortable. The next time that phone rang, I was the fastest to the floor. I can tell you that. Such a fun-loving family. Love going around there. Finally, some more normal people just playing a prank. Love it. So, when I was younger, my dad died. My mum remarried and had 2 kids. And I was moved into the basement. The unfinished basement. I didn't think anything of it since I was 10. I had a sheet blocking my area from the laundry area. It had bare concrete walls, wood beams, and piping across the ceiling and cement flooring. I used the heater and dehumidifier because it was cold and humid. When I used the heater, my parents would make my sheeted area around my bed smaller, so it would heat up the space quicker. My parents didn't allow any of my friends over, and my brother and sister weren't allowed in my room. Distant family members also never stayed over, and when we had a family gathering, I was told to go into the guest room instead of my room while they were there. I thought, cool, I have a huge room and no one can mess it up. My family would go on vacations yearly without me from when I was 12 till I was 18. I was the dog and house watcher. During one of those vacations, when I was 17, I invited a friend to come over. They pointed out how screwed up it was that there were bedrooms fully furnished with TVs for my brother and sister, a guest room fully furnished as well with a TV, and that I was in the basement with sheets for walls and bathroom mats on the floor. I completely dismissed it because it was normal for me. And it wasn't until I was 20 that I found out that the family trips that I wasn't invited on were paid for with money that I was getting from my dad passing away. I'm sure I got some of the money in food and clothes and whatever I needed, but it's got me pretty effed up because my brother and sister don't have any memory of it, and when I talk about it, they always back my parents by saying we were raised right and I opted out of vacations. They also thought the guest room was my room. I'm sorry, I can't actually just believe what I've read. Your mother is an absolute disgrace. I guess you were just completely rejected by your whole new family. Wow, I'm so sorry. Alright, and let's end this video on a fun one. When I was like 10, I had a friend that had a room that was just filled to the ceiling with trash, and they just started playing in it and stuff. Now that is fun. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Normally, as a kid, you might play with some toys or something else. But no, playing in a room full of trash. At least it's not really creepy and weird like some of the other ones that I've read. Let's end it there. And there we go, guys. Those are the top answers to that question. Yeah, some very interesting ones in there, if I'm completely honest. A lot of fun, weird ones like you'd expect, but also some pretty dark and creepy ones, which I wasn't too happy to read, but hey, I guess that sort of stuff happens. But now, guys, it's time for you to answer the question. As always with my Ask Reddit videos, get down in the comments, answer this question. I'll read it out one more time. What's the weirdest thing you've seen happen at a friend's house that they thought was normal? I reckon some of you have got some crazy answers. Comment down below. If you're done watching this vid, have a look at what other viewers of this video have put, and yeah, if they're funny, enjoyable, interesting, drop them a like, and let's have our own kind of semi-Ask Reddit post in the comments of this video. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this one. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did and you want more from Ask Reddit straight away, more from me, check out this video on screen. It's a great one. I can't tell you what happened in it, but you're going to have to click and find out to see. Trust me, you will not regret it if you click this. Subscribe if you're new. Have a good day, and I'll see you all tomorrow with a brand new video.